on the corner of 25 West Main Street in downtown Vermilion. The spot, Winnie Mae's, is proud to support programming on Coyote News. The spot, Winnie Mae's, providing salon and spa services for men, women, and children.
Coming up on Coyote News, it's Dakota Days, and we'll tell you what's going on across campus and learn about some furry friends who will be living in the dorms.
Also, we meet some of the new coaching staff for women's basketball. Coyote News starts right now.
Live from the Al Newharth Media Center, this is Coyote News.
Hello, I'm Devin Martin.
And I'm Sophie Heineman. We'll tell you about those stories and more, but first, the headlines with Nathan Finster. Nathan?
A national security agency contractor has been arrested by the FBI. The contractor is accused of stealing source code for hacking into foreign governments. This would be the second time in 3 years an insider has stolen NSA information. A Sioux City shooting suspect is now in custody. 25-year-old Jarrett Schnee reportedly shot a security guard's leg in the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino last night. He was arrested around 5 this morning and is being charged with aggravated domestic assault. And here's a look at your weather. This is a look at the Sanford Coyote Sports Complex. It's currently 65 degrees and partly cloudy. Skies will stay clear tonight, but there is a up to 70% chance of rain tomorrow with a high of 59. And those are your headlines.
Thanks, Nathan. A huge part of the Dakota Days experience is the sporting events. Coyote News' Levi Gutz looked into what makes up the business side of collegiate programs.
USD athletics bring in millions of dollars each year. Some sports make more than others, but what brings in revenue?
USD officials say that many things lead to an athletic event success. It might be a winning team or a brand new stadium.
We can sell 6,000 seats to a volleyball game now. We had 300 before, so there's a lot of potential.
Jeanette Hubert says programs with new facilities like track, soccer, and volleyball have started seeing increased attendance.
Is it the new facility? We didn't have very good viewing before for our volleyball people, but the very first home game we had more attendance than we'd had all of the volleyball games last year.
John Schemmel says if teams are doing well, he always sees an increase in athletic donations.
I think we have a very good example of that with our recent success in our WNIT run last year. Tickets and those donations go hand in hand. And so, you know, as we see an increase in season tickets, we see an increase in donors to the Howling Pack and vice versa.
Schemmel says the Howling Pack has raised over $1.3 million this year. For Coyote News, I'm Levi Gutz.
Hubert says that one of the biggest events for revenue is the Dakota Days football game. The 14 finalists for this year's Dakota Days Royalty were announced last night. The ceremony followed Yote's Got Talent in Alf's Auditorium. The candidates will go through a second round of voting and a sit-down interview with USD faculty. Final round voting ends Friday evening at 5, and the winners will be crowned at halftime at the football game on Saturday. D-Days is not only an exciting week for students, alumni from all over the country come back to campus to celebrate the university. This year's main event, the University Celebration, will take place on Friday in the Sanford Coyote Sports Complex after the volleyball game. Over 700 alumni have already RSVP'd for the event. Other events include campus tours and the parade, which starts at 9 Saturday morning. For a full list of events, visit the Alumni Association's website.
After the break, supplemental instruction takes learning beyond the lecture, and Roommates of a Different Breed help students in a variety of ways. Stay with us.
This is Coyote News.
USD's Media and Journalism Department can be seen and heard all over campus. Faculty members know that hands-on experience now is the key to success after college. Get professional experience by participating in one of the many practicums offered. Have your voice heard on the radio. Edit a promo for a campus organization. Investigate breaking news stories for a weekly newspaper. Design advertisements for local businesses. Get involved with the Media and Journalism Department at USD and start your future now.
Clotique is proud to support programming on Coyote News. Located on Cottage Avenue, 1 block north of Cherry Street, Boutique offers women's apparel, footwear, and accessories.
This is Coyote News.
Do you need extra help studying for some of your courses? Then supplemental instruction might be right for you.
It's a really rewarding job. Not only do I get to see students succeed, but it's also material that is convenient for me to go over, right? So it's something that I've learned already in the past. I've already taken this class and did well, but that doesn't mean that I don't benefit from the review.
If you're interested in supplemental instruction, check with your professor to see if it's offered. Supplemental instructors are paid through work study. To find out more about becoming a supplemental instructor, you can contact your professor and see if you're eligible.
Service pets have been known to help with physical and emotional medical conditions, and a recently approved support animal is finally making her debut on campus.
This is Snuggles. She's a very fat and cute and gray-haired feline. I don't think everyone should be able to have an animal because there'd be animals running up and down the hallways on weekends. Obviously, right now, she's an emotional support animal.
The Director of Housing explains more about campus support animals.
This is Snuggles. She's a very fat and cute and gray-haired feline. I don't think everyone should be able to have an animal because there'd be animals running up and down the hallways on weekends. Obviously, right now, she's an emotional support animal.
Students can learn more about their pet's eligibility by contacting the USD Disability Services.
Are pets. They aren't trained to perform a specific task. In order to qualify for that, a student has to provide documentation to our Disability Services office from a professional, a practitioner, saying this student has this emotional support animal, and I recommend that they be allowed to have it on campus.
I was able to get the doctor's note within a week, and within 3 or 4 days, I was accepted.
Students can learn about their pet's eligibility by contacting the USD Disability Services.
Still to come, Daniel Keller talks fall fashion and gives his tips to stand out this Halloween. We'll be right back.
This is Coyote News.
Climbing's awesome because it's challenging, both mentally and physically.
You gotta love climbing because even when you're not climbing, you get a great view.
Climbing's great because I feel like Spider-Man.
Climbing is great because even my nerd friends can do it.
Climbing's awesome because there's always someone who has your back.
Come to the rock wall and figure out why climbing's awesome for you.
The Coyote Twin Theaters in downtown Vermilion, providing entertainment Tuesdays through Sundays. A proud supporter of USD Student Media.
This is Coyote News.
USD art students are taking to the muck to sell their artwork for money and exposure. From pottery and paintings to jewelry and books, students at USD are able to buy artwork made by fellow students from the School of Fine Arts. The fine arts students are allowed to sell their work at their own prices based on the material and time they put into their pieces. The students are allowed to sell anything as long as it is approved by the university and falls under USD's guidelines. If you don't have cash on you, the students are able to accept any major debit card payment. Missed this one? No problem. The Fine Arts Center puts 2 sales on every semester right next to the Muck Pit Lounge. Planning for D-Days begins months in advance. Coyote News' Crystal Schellenbauer is live from downtown with the D-Days co-chair about some of the decisions that make this week happen. Crystal?
Thanks, Devin. I'm here in downtown Vermilion at the Vermtown Bash, which is just one of the many activities that the Dakota Days Committee has planned for us this week. I'm here with Dana Turgeon, who does all of the marketing for the committee. Thanks for being here today, Dana. So tell me, with half of the week already over, how do you guys choose which event you're going to promote?
So I guess we just kind of promote which event is coming up next. At the beginning of the week, we had Muck Bingo. On Tuesday, a lot of people came to our Youth Got Talent and Royalty Reveal event, which was a great success. And then tonight, obviously, we have Vermtown Bash. On Friday, we have the pep rally, so everyone should come to that. And then obviously the parade and the football game on Friday. So we usually use Facebook and make events like that and then hang up posters around the Muck to promote our events.
And speaking of the parade, you're also a part of that as well. Can you tell me who are some of the dignitaries and how do you guys choose them?
Yeah, so dignitaries are people who usually have graduated from USD and we just wish to honor them that year. They're doing something good in the community, in their profession. So this year, Greg Yates is our parade marshal, so he'll be leading the parade. He graduated from USD from the law school and now he's a lawyer out in California. So he's leading the parade, and then obviously we have President Abbott, Kim Greaves, who obviously do a lot for the university, and then we have people who are running for different things in the state. So we have John Thune coming back, Christy Nome, and all those great people too. So yeah.
So tell me, what are you most excited for about this week?
Oh gosh, I probably look forward to Saturday the most because we have the parade and the football game. So the parade, we just have the whole community, people from outside the community, students coming together, enjoying the parade, and then we all head over to the football game. And obviously the Dakota Dome is a riot during the football game. That atmosphere is amazing.
Thanks, Dana. The street fair will be going till about 8 p.m. tonight, and then there will be a street dance that will follow. If you'd like to know more about any of the activities that are going to be throughout the rest of the week, you can just go onto the USD calendar. Live from downtown, I'm Crystal Schoenbauer.
Thanks, Crystal. In this week's Coyote blog, Daniel Keller talks fall, Halloween, and Vogue. Daniel?
Believe it or not, it's finally fall. And not only is it fall, it's October. Now, I appreciate all the great things that come along with October. Everything from pumpkin spice lattes, to Ugg boots, to falling leaves, Dakota Days, and of course, Halloween. Now, my favorite part of Halloween has always been the costumes, but I've never gone the traditional scary route. I've always done something a bit more glam. It's something I choose not only to do personally, but I also encourage friends to do. So this week I pitched the idea to my friend Sarah Hansen to recreate the iconic British Vogue cover belonging to Cara Delevingne. If you have any Halloween costume ideas, be sure to tweet us and let us know at Coyote News. For Coyote Blog, I'm Daniel Keller.
Thanks, Daniel. Coming up, the volleyball team continues its success and meet the women's new basketball coaching staff in this week's Yote Report.
This is Coyote News.
USD's Media and Journalism Department can be seen and heard all over campus. Faculty members know that hands-on experience now is the key to success after college. Get professional experience by participating in one of the many practicums offered. Have your voice heard on the radio. Edit a promo for a campus organization. Investigate breaking news stories for a weekly newspaper. Design advertisements for local businesses. Get involved with the Media and Journalism Department at USD and start your future now.
This is Coyote News.
Tonight on Coyote Sports, the football
team prepares for a matchup against UNI, and the volleyball team continues its winning streak. I'm Celeste LaCourciere.
And I'm Devin Reiners. In the Yote Report, Cassidy tells us about how the women's basketball team is transitioning into the Don Plitzowite era. But first, Nathan Finster has our headlines. Nathan?
USD junior Erin Wettstein has been named the Summit League Women's Cross Country Athlete of the Week. She collects the award for the first time of her career. Wettstein led the Coyotes to a runner-up finish at the Iowa's NCAA Regional Preview over the weekend. The field included 3 nationally ranked opponents. She finished 6th out of 73 runners and dropped her personal best by a half minute. The MLB playoffs are underway. The Toronto Blue Jays defeated the Baltimore Orioles 5-2 last night in the American League wildcard game. Tonight, the San Francisco Giants take on the New York Mets in the National League wildcard game. And those are your headlines.
Thanks, Nathan. The USD football team is preparing to take on the University of Northern Iowa during the homecoming game this Saturday at the Dakota Dome. USD comes into the game 0-1 in the Missouri Valley Football Conference after losing to Youngstown State 30-20 last weekend. The Penguins outgained the Coyotes by almost 200 yards and nearly doubled USD in time of possession. Coyote quarterback Chris Strevler threw 141 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Safety Andrew Gray led the team with a career-high 9 tackles and had an interception in his first career start. UNI comes into the game 1-0 in the Valley after a 42-21 victory over Southern Illinois last weekend. The men's and women's cross-country teams were runner-ups at the NCAA Regional Preview Saturday morning. Coyote News' Heath Nimke spoke to a member of the men's team. Heath?
The Coyotes cross-country team is off to a very hot start, and I got the chance to sit down with Bryce Coleman and talk about such the hot start.
You've had a good season so far. How do you plan on keeping on at such a great start so far?
I only see us improving from here. We had a couple guys that didn't get so many miles in over the summer that are starting to kind of build their base up now. So I really just see us improving from here on out, getting that base. And
you talk about guys and not getting those miles this summer. How do guys continue to improve, definitely getting towards the winter season and it gets a little bit harder to do that? How do they get better?
Yeah, towards the end of the cross season, we kind of begin to decline in mileage and we do some more speed work. And for those guys that have the miles under their belt, it really isn't a big issue. They start to get a little more rested and you start to see some faster times in races.
It's D-Days weekend. How do you guys kind of avoid all the hoopla around D-Days and continue to be so good?
Yeah, one thing our coach has always done is he holds practice at 8 o'clock in the morning, Saturdays and Sundays. So that prevents a lot of us from, going out and getting in trouble on the weekends.
So one big ultimate goal, what is the ultimate goal this season for the cross-country team?
Well, the goal for our teams is always to win conference on both the men's and the women's side. So the women will look to repeat that, and the men will look to move up from where we were last year.
The USD volleyball team continues their hot start to conference play. Not only are they 4-0 in the Summit League, but they haven't even lost a set. The Coyotes defeated both rivals to the north this weekend. First up was NDSU on Friday. The Yotes would easily take the first 2 sets before being tested in the third. The Bison had a 16-15 lead. That lead would then change hands 9 times before the Coyotes would end up taking the set, winning the match 3-0. On Sunday, USD traveled to Brookings to take on SDSU. The Yotes would use a 6-0 run to take the first set, and they wouldn't look back, sweeping the Jackrabbits 3-0. USD senior outside hitter Audrey Reed would take home the Summit League Offensive Player of the Week honors after tallying a match-high 20 kills against the Bison and recording a double-double with 14 kills and 10 digs against SDSU. The Coyotes will host IUPUI Friday and Fort Wayne on Saturday. The women's basketball team has an entirely new coaching staff this season. Cassidy Cornell introduces you to a few of them in this week's Yote Report.
Basketball season is only a month away, and the USD women's basketball program is coming in with a WNIT title. Over the offseason, the team settled into their new home at the Sanford Coyote Sports Center and welcomed new head coach Don Plitzowite.
They've been very welcoming, very accepting, and that's really a great
great feature, to have in being here.
Coach Plitzowait brought with her assistant coach Russ Rose from her former school, Northern Kentucky.
When I had an opportunity to come here with her, it was a no-brainer. I mean, South Dakota, amazing facilities, amazing people, the team is awesome. So as far as that end of it, it was great to be able to work with someone I know and trust.
Another new addition to this year's coaching staff is Kayla Teschlag, who's a former assistant coach at the University of Sioux Falls.
I didn't really know anybody here in Vermilion, but it hasn't really mattered. Everybody's been so welcoming and friendly, so the transition has been really great.
Coach Rose says he's eager to see what this team can do.
I just watch this group perform. I think it's going to be really fun to see if they can, continue the success that the group before them had.
Assistant coach Teschlag says she enjoys working alongside Coach Plitzowait.
I don't think I've ever met anybody with more energy. It doesn't really matter what time of the day it is. If we're up late at night, the next morning she's ready to roll. She's just really, really motivated and driven to be the best possible coach.
The women's basketball team opens up the 2016-27 season here at the Sanford Coyote Sports Center against Stephen F. Austin University on November 13th.
For the Yote Report, I'm Cassidy Cornell.
The Coyotes' first game is against Southern Illinois University Edwardsville on November 11th in Sioux Falls.
That's a look at sports. Next, we ask students what they like best about D-Days or to share their favorite D-Days memory. We'll be right back.
This is Coyote News.
Cash has always been fast, but now it's faster than ever. Digital monetary donations are the best way to support disaster victims because they are fast, sustainable, and flexible.
Your fire attack. 1926.
This is Coyote News.
As we approach the halfway mark of the D-Days week, we ask students to share with us their favorite part of the week.
Or their favorite D-Days memory. Here's what they had to say.
I guess my favorite thing about D-Days is it brings a lot of people together. I know a lot of my friends are from other colleges, and it's like the one thing that brings them back home, and we all can usually get together and have a good time.
The thing about D-Days is probably just like the atmosphere in Vermilion. Everyone has all their Yote pride.
Everybody is just super energetic, super thrilled to be here. They love this school and they love going to see the Coyotes.
How pumped up everyone is, and it's super exciting.
Probably the atmosphere. Everybody's excited, and I feel like it gets the team excited, and so they really go out there and with high energy and hopes for winning the game.
I had a lot of fun at the street dance last year, and the tailgate, obviously.
My freshman year, because that was the first time I got to be on a D-Days float, and that was the first time I really got to experience D-Days as a USD student.
I'm on the cheer team, so cheering for the D-Days last year because that was my first year here.
I really don't have a best one. It's just a huge collection.
I met a lot of my friends at 3D Days last year, so that was really cool. Like as a freshman, you're like, oh my gosh, school spirit.
Be sure to pick up your copy of the Volant today, take an in-depth look at poverty in Vermilion, and learn about what a new program is doing with leftover food in the muck.
That's it for Coyote News tonight. Make sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
And stay tuned for a new intrusive episode of Roommates right after the newscast. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.